Hey, what is up guys, it's Thunderstruck115, and today we are going to be taking a look at a video by someone called Annawaifu. The title of the video is, How Casual Gamers Ruin Gaming. Oh, and if the name Annawaifu sounds familiar, it's because she's the one that simps for Synthetic Man. So anyways, let's go ahead and play the video.
Oh boy, another video about politics and gaming because I hate myself. So what are we going to talk about today, kiddos? Well, it's going to be about how casuals ruin gaming, and it might get political in some areas, so I guess leave if that bothers you. This video is going to be about everything than just casuals, so I hope you enjoy this video.
That thing's green! Green!
Ever since I was 6 years old, I've played video games.
Yeah, and I've played video games since I was 3, so get on my level, you fucking plebeian. For real though, nobody gives a shit about your life story, so I'm gonna speed past this.
Video games have always led into a specific niche. Mostly people who got bullied or wet-willied because you were seen as a nerd, a geek, or made fun of for liking video games. Even in the early 2000s, my timeline, you were made fun of for playing video games. And then in 2012, 2013, the casuals started playing video games and fucking ruined everything.
No, the casuals have been around at least since the early 2000s, and in all likelihood, they've probably been around since the early 90s. After all, the PS1 sold 102 million units. I highly doubt that would happen without a strong casual gaming audience.
So you could be saying, isn't it a good thing that more people are playing video games so you aren't bullied anymore?
Yes, you see, more people are playing games, gamers aren't getting bullied for simply being gamers, and companies are making a lot more money off of gaming, so yeah, everybody wins with more people playing video games.
The answer is no. No, sir, it's not a good thing. The issue with casuals entering a medium like this is that they don't really care about the medium itself.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that somebody doesn't care about video games when they actively play them, but go off, princess.
They want to change everything to fit their own narrative or their standards of what gaming should be, and young people who didn't grow up with video games don't give a shit about to play older ones.
No, that is a straight up lie. People do like to go back and play older games. If they didn't go back and play older games, then how come games like the original Doom from 1993 are still popular to this day? How come people still play games like Red Alert 2, Age of Empires 2, Halo Combat Evolved, GoldenEye 64, Super Metroid, the original Resident Evil 4, Gary's Mod. I could keep naming examples, but I think y'all get the point.
They just want to play their God of War Ragnaroks or Call of Duties or Assassin's Creeds, GTA, whatever it is.
Wow, you mean to tell me that people want to play the kind of games they enjoy playing? Wow! In other news, water is wet, grass is green, and the sky is blue.
They don't care about quality, they care about graphics and if it's relevant. It doesn't matter if the game is good, it doesn't matter if it's gonna make them happy, or if it's $60 worthy. No.
If somebody is a casual gamer, then I find it hard to believe that they would play a game that doesn't make them happy. More than likely, if they don't like a game, they'll just go play something else or do something else entirely. If anything, it's the hardcore audience playing shitty games just because they want to dissect just how bad a terrible game is, or they do so out of a hardcore loyalty to the franchise.
If Markiplier talks about it and it's got decent graphics, it's a 10 out of 10. Like, why do casuals care about graphics so much? I don't get it. Like, I really don't. Can someone in the comments tell me why casuals care about graphics so much? I'm actually serious, because I don't really know. Like, I really don't know why they care about graphics so much.
Also, I love how you're going to say that casuals solely care about graphics when games with less impressive graphics like Tears of the Kingdom, Among Us, Fortnite, Minecraft, and Ultrakill are popular.
Either they're being sponsored or something else. Like,
you really think that companies are paying off casual gamers to shill for graphics? Fuck, where can I sign up? Okay. Hey, if a game has shitty graphics, that means the game fucking sucks. Alright, companies, I held up my end of the bargain, now where's my fucking money?
Like, these people say that Jim Sterling or the Act Man give good, criticisms and reviews on games.
Okay, Act Man? Maybe, but Jim fucking Sterling? Are you out of your mind? Jim Sterling is an absolute lunatic, and I don't know of anybody who unironically takes the guy seriously. Hell, he's been bleeding subscribers for the past 3 years for a reason, and while the Act Man does give out good takes, people aren't afraid to call him out when he gives a shitty take. For example, 2 months ago, he got into some hot water with many people for his terrible take on arena shooters, something that I myself commented on. So no, the casual gaming audience doesn't just blindly listen to YouTubers, and that's if they even watch gaming videos on YouTube, which, if they're casual, there is a very good chance that they don't.
No, they don't. They don't care about giving you quality entertainment. They care about shilling stuff to you. YouTubers like these people aren't your friends. You're a dime in a dozen, another penny that goes into their pockets.
Well, no fucking shit!
Wow, you mean to tell me that people make content on YouTube to grow their channel and gain views and subscribers? Wow, what's next? Grass is green? Water is wet? The sky is blue?
Like, I get it. Someone that you think is nice and handsome, you trust them, I get it. And they're popular, which again, popularity and graphics does not make a good game.
Yeah, and nobody's fucking saying that graphics and popularity make a good game. In fact, several of my favorite games of all time don't really have great graphics.
Of course, they also have the exception, or the obsession, with making games like movies, which I don't understand. You buy games to play them, not watch them like movies. Can you see something like Dead Space 2 or Kirby as a movie? Do you know how boring that would be? What is so entertaining about sitting on your couch, with your controller, watching 10 minutes worth of cutscenes? I really don't get it.
And you don't have to get it either. I mean, personally, I also don't really find movie games like Uncharted or The Last of Us to be all that appealing, as the gameplay is usually one note, and while the story may be good, the problem with relying on the story is that it can only really engage me the first time. But you know what I do? I just go play something else. I'm not gonna sit here ranting that gaming is dead just because there are people who like a type of game that I myself don't like. Also, no shit, Kirby and Dead Space aren't made as movie games because that's not the type of game that they're trying to be.
Am I alone here? Aside from Synthetic Man, am I alone? Am I wrong? I skip all the cutscenes. Just let me play the game, my god.
That may just be the only based thing that you say in this video.
Speaking of Synthetic Man, please make more long-form videos. I'm thirsting for that Legend of Zelda review. I am begging for more videos, Synth.
Looks like your wish has been granted.
Also, I will not rest until I have a Synthetic Man and Actman video collab. What are you waiting for?
Okay, not gonna lie, that probably would be very entertaining to watch, just not for the reasons Annawaifu probably thinks it would.
So I think that's a nice segue into our second chapter.
I am the Lorfax, and I speak for the trees.
Oh, casual gamers, the number one thing ruining this industry. So you're probably wondering why I'm putting the reason gaming is so horrible above the politics session, and the answer is because I feel like it, and what of it? You know, going into this, I knew that I would have to talk about the worst thing in the gaming industry, because to me, I don't think it's the lefties that are totally ruining this industry. It's a big part of it, but casuals are the reason lefties are even in this industry.
Lefties are a big part of why the gaming industry is dying? Oh shit, guys, I guess I better break the news to my older brother that he's not allowed to play video games anymore because he's left-handed, and apparently lefties are ruining the industry. But, you know, just for that comment, I'm switching the B-roll footage.
Because as the video game crash of the 80s and 90s, all the industries were wanting to improve graphics and try to broaden their horizons to get everyone into gaming, even though casuals care less about gaming. It's really pretty fascinating to watch how downhill this industry went in just 2 decades.
No, the video game crash of 1983 happened because of an overabundance of shitty consoles and shitty games that caused consumer confidence in this industry to plummet. It wasn't because of casuals taking up the hobby. Also, what video game crash in the 90s are you talking about? Because I could not find anything on a video game crash in the 1990s. If anything, gaming was rapidly growing in the 90s. Like I mentioned earlier, the PS1 sold 102 million units, which at the time was completely unprecedented.
That's what happens when you don't gatekeep, because if you don't gatekeep, people ruin everything, just like Elvis Presley.
No, because the gaming industry is huge and encompasses a wide variety of genres. Cases where gatekeeping is necessary are few and far between. In fact, the only example I can really think of would be Dark Souls. Like, obviously, all the people that are claiming that it's too hard and that FromSoft needs to change the formula just to make it easier for them. Yeah, that's where gatekeeping would be necessary. But like I said, gatekeeping should be used very sparingly and only in special cases like that. Gatekeeping an entire fucking medium, on the other hand, is completely absurd. Like, why wouldn't you want the hobby to be more popular, and why wouldn't you want your favorite franchises to be more popular?
Man, what can I even say at this point? We all know why casuals are ruining everything.
No, we really don't, because nowhere in the past 5 minutes of your blathering did you explain how casuals are supposedly ruining this industry.
And do you think these people apologized or at least said that they were wrong when these people were messing with us, calling us nerds, geeks, and overall treating us like Mexicans working in a cotton field? No, of course not. They're not apologetic. They don't care about quality. They don't care if the game is actually good. They don't care. They just want to fill their lives with as much shit as humanly possible. Just like people who binge Netflix, they don't care if the show is good. If it's there, they can stuff their face with Cheetos. Why give a shit about the quality?
That is a false equivalence because Netflix is not an interactive medium like video games are. You can put on a Netflix show in the background. You cannot, however, put on a video game in the background because you have to actively engage with it.
Living in an era where quantity wins over quality, put a bunch of shit out and people will eat it up no matter how bad it is, because video games are just a pastime to these people.
Well, no fucking shit.
Yeah, it's a fucking hobby for a reason. Video games literally exist as something fun to do in your spare time. But to say that people don't care about quality is blatantly false, considering that the reaction to games like Forspoken, Redfall, Jedi Survivor, and The Crash of Us Part 1 was overtly negative. Why? Because the quality in those games was non-existent, as they all had major bugs and performance issues. Hell, Crash of Us 1 was quite literally unplayable due to being stuck on the shader caching screen, to the point where Steam allowed people to refund the game even if it was outside the normal window to do so. So, yeah, people actually do give a shit about quality.
They're always moving on to newer things that their favorite childish YouTubers are talking about. Whatever is popular, they believe it's good, and then in a month they will forget about everything they played. The real issue with casual is that they don't care about the medium they're associated with. Who cares that there's wokeness in video games? Who cares that white characters have been changed to black? Who cares that the game crashes every few seconds because these games are so poorly optimized? Oh my god, I hate modern games so much.
Like I explained earlier, the reaction to games like Redfall, Forspoken, Jedi Survivor, and The Crash of Us Part 1 prove the exact opposite of what you are saying. Also, what examples of characters being race-swapped are there in video games? Because I can literally only think of one example, that being a character in God of War Ragnarok that was race-swapped to make the character more accurate to the mythology that God of War is based on.
Who cares? Who cares? Man, this is such a hard video to make, guys. Like writing the script and recording is so hard to do. Seeing my favorite medium being thrown under the bus like this is so freaking depressing. Casuals, this is your fault. You could be saying that it's lefties, but what do you think lefties are? Casuals.
Ooh, I'm holding the gun left-handed. Ooh, scary.
I just can't anymore. I can't, man. I'm done. I can't. Casuals are people like Jim Sterling, people who pretend they care about gaming but could care less if it disappears off the face of this earth.
Jim Sterling does not pretend to care about the industry. He makes it abundantly clear that he hates the gaming industry.
Casuals care about graphics and story, and care if their favorite popular gamer guy is talking about it. The game doesn't matter, it's all about the perception around the game, if they care about it.
Then explain why COD Vanguard was the best-selling game of 2021. It had the worst perception around any Call of Duty game, and yet it still sold better than any other game that year.
But before I get lost, let's talk about something I hate, not as much as casuals, but it's pretty damn annoying. Mother of God, I hate nostalgia eaters. People that just buy shit they're attached to despite how bad it is. They will buy every Pokemon game, every Assassin's Creed, every Battlefield, Call of Duty, God of War, Zelda, whatever you know. You know people will buy it. I can't stand these kinds of people. They go on YouTube and complain about this thing they know is going to be bad, and they buy it anyway. Hey, manga comment. If you know that the Pokemon Scarlet game is going to be bad and you think the art style is shit, then don't buy the game. God damn. I didn't buy the game. I stopped buying Nintendo games a long time ago.
Well, it looks like I took your advice, considering that I did not buy a single game published by Nintendo from October 2021 to February 2023. But also, what's wrong with people complaining about a game if it sucks? Voicing your criticisms is how you get games to change for the better. Well, unless you're EA.
Look, I get that. I get it. It's nostalgia. And look, Synthetic Man has to, review these games because that's his job.
No, he really doesn't, because being a YouTuber is a hobby, not a job. If he wants to buy and play a shitty game to review it, that's on him. I mean, hell, you even said it yourself earlier.
YouTubers like these people aren't your friends. You're a dime in a dozen. Another penny that goes to their pockets. But everyday people or small YouTubers who buy the game despite complaining about it pisses me off.
Why does the sub count of a channel matter? If a small YouTuber makes good points about a game, why should that be invalidated based on their sub count? Also, if people like you and Synthetic Man prove anything, it's that sub count does not correlate with intelligence.
Maybe they will make this franchise good again if you quit buying the mediocrity. And Nintendo fans are the worst when it comes to being nostalgia eaters. They literally suck Disney off despite knowing full well how bad their company is run, how bad their games are, and how much crunch, and how they treat their workers like little fudge clucker fucks. But no, you all keep buying from Nintendo, who is basically the Disney of gaming industry, and yet people keep buying their shit.
Holy shit, this is the same retarded-ass argument that the Twitter mobs were using during the Hogwarts Legacy drama, and frankly, it's just as retarded now. People don't really care about the morality of a certain product. People buying a product is not direct support of everything that everyone involved with said product has done. It is only support of the product itself.
Nintendo fans are the biggest problem with this. Nintendo is literally feeding off your nostalgia and you're falling for it. Just let go. What is that thing that Synthetic Man said? You gotta learn to let go. I learned to let go, and so can you. Listen, Nintendo fans, or Sony, or whoever, these companies don't care about you. You're just a penny in their pocket, a object to give them money. If you guys want quality entertainment from these companies, then stop buying the product. You guys can make all the videos you want shitting on them, but if you buy the product, it doesn't matter.
Okay, I know this may sound crazy, but just hear me out. Maybe the people buying the product are the people that like the product. Wow!
And Pokemon fans suck, mother of God. They are the worst in this case. Pokemon is one of the laziest franchises in the world and people still buy the games. Maybe one day I'll make a video about how I hate Nintendo and Pokemon fans. Maybe both. Alright, I need to move on to the last topic before I get a hernia. Oh my god. Lefties. The scariest thing ruining this industry. Lefties are something from another world. A species of alien that targets everybody that doesn't agree with them, wanting to cancel for the stupidest things, for not being politically correct in every area of life. They will call the deaths of your families if you vote Trump, if you say men can't be women, or if you say women should know how to cook and clean. Oh my god, prepare for World War IV.
Okay, I'll agree that the leftists like you're describing are batshit insane in most cases, but compare the video game industry to something like Hollywood, and in most cases, the kind of woke shit that's actually in games isn't very common, and usually when it does show up, it is so goddamn tame. But if there are supposedly so many games trying to push a woke leftist ideology, please, name some examples.
I can't believe we let it get this far. Like, how did this even happen? Oh, Anita Sarkeesian says that male gamers are sexist and racist pigs and we all have to bow down to her wishes. But we all know why this happened. It was casuals, because as soon as lefties knew they could put their propaganda in their games, they did it. We all know this, except the ones who pretend it doesn't. Or it's not as bad as people want to portray it. But we know the truth. We know why they're doing this, because I guess when they were kids and their daddies told them to read the Bible, it felt like being pansexual that day. So I guess to get their frustrations out, they decided to infiltrate our media and put the issues with their parents in media.
Projection detected, opinion rejected.
Look, I get it. When I was suffering a bad depression in high school, I literally wrote fanfictions about characters who had depression. I get it. We put things in our lives that inspire us or trouble us when what we go through in day-to-day life and put that in our media we consume. But my god, did you have to do it to video games? Just write fanfiction or get therapy. Why do you have to ruin everything for everyone? Are you lefties that miserable about your mom making you go to church that you have to put harmful messages into already shitty video games to please yourselves? Where does it get you? Like, you know this stuff is failing because people are getting tired of it, right? You understand games like The Last of Us Part 2 or Forspoken failed because it leans so much into leftist politics that these games forgot how to be games?
No, the reason Forspoken failed was because the gameplay sucked ass and the optimization job was terrible. I want to remind everybody that Luminous Productions literally recommend that you have a 4080 just to run the game at 60 FPS. Even though the game looks like a damn PS3 title and really has no reason to be running that poorly. As for the Laugh at Us Part 2, the reason that failed was because it was another Sony story walking simulator, but the story was ass. Now, did it have woke shit in the game? Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, but ultimately it wouldn't have mattered since the game's execution of its main theme of breaking the cycle of revenge was handled incredibly poorly.
Oh my god. Or, you know, they can't even please the audience in any way, shape, or form. But whatever. Lefties are just miserable people that want to get revenge on their parents or their friends that don't believe in their brainwashing ideology. It sucks too, because people who actually want to make a female main character, or a black character, or a gay character, or a story, or whatever with no motive behind it, they will still get lumped into the category of being lefty, you know, casual, whatever. Because we can't tell the difference anymore with the oversaturation of companies shoving all this leftist shit in our faces.
No, I can tell the difference just fine. Simply having a character that's black or female doesn't mean the game is woke. A game only becomes woke when they start pushing a political agenda in the game in a way that goes against the game or just breaks the immersion or something like that. And before somebody tries to twist this to say that I think politics should be completely absent from video games, there's a difference between games like BioShock or Spec Ops: The Line, which weave their political commentary into the game in a way that makes sense, versus if they were to just, say, start ranting about abortion in the next Call of Duty campaign or some other shit.
But I will move on before I get shadow banned off YouTube. So, in conclusion, the reason casuals are ruining the industry is A, they want to change the rules because they don't understand it, B, they let lefties infiltrate the gaming industry because they're ashamed of their Christian parents, C, they don't care about the product or the quality because they want to shove shit down their gullets because it's there, and D, politics and companies falling into their trap, and it's never gonna change because people are idiots. They complain about the gaming industry going downhill, yet they support the product anyway, and yeah, you guys are the biggest issue in the gaming industry as you casuals.
Somehow casuals are the biggest problem with the gaming industry when it's literally the fucking casuals that are keeping the gaming industry alive, because, you know, that's where the majority of revenue for the gaming industry comes from, is, you know, the fucking casuals.
Well guys, that's all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this dumb video that you didn't care about, you know, about me ranting about the gaming industry since I haven't done that in a while. Well, I'm Annawaifu, the biggest people simp on YouTube, signing out. Yes, I changed my profile picture again. Stay simping for Synthetic Man, folks, and have a good day.
And just like that, the video is over, so I guess the key takeaway here is that simping for Synthetic Man is a reliable way to cause severe brain damage. But for real though, there's nothing wrong with being a casual gamer, nor is there anything wrong with liking a game that someone else doesn't like. Play what you want and don't pay any mind to what others think of that. After all, the whole point of video games is to have fun. And as long as you're having fun playing a video game, that's all that really matters. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more, and tell me what you think of Annawaifu being a Synthetic Man simp. Anyways, that's it. Peace!